From unforgettable stories to groundbreaking gameplay, these are the games that redefine the limits of what's possible in gaming. Today we are looking at the top 15 best video games of all time. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss a video of our deep dives into interesting topics like this one. Number 15. The Last of Us Part 1. The game that redefined storytelling and character development in video games. Released by Naughty Dog in 2013, The Last of Us is a post-apocalyptic action-adventure game that follows characters Joel and Ellie. What makes The Last of Us stand out is its profound narrative and complex characters. The game's world is meticulously crafted, with environments that tell their own stories through environmental details and the remnants of human civilization. The Last of Us also features a gripping and emotionally charged ending that has sparked discussions and debates among players. With its masterful storytelling, compelling characters, and a world that feels both beautiful and dangerous, The Last of Us has earned its place among the greatest games of all time. Number 14. Portal 2. A game that took the innovative puzzle mechanics of the original Portal and expanded them into one of the most beloved games of all time. Released by Valve in 2011, Portal 2 is a first-person puzzle game that challenges players to think creatively as they navigate through a series of increasingly complex test chambers. The game's puzzles are ingeniously designed, requiring players to use portals to manipulate physics, momentum, and perspective. But what truly sets Portal 2 apart is its writing and humor. The game's dialogue is sharp and often laugh-out-loud funny. Thanks to the brilliantly written characters, the game's story is surprisingly deep, exploring themes of artificial intelligence, free will, and the dark history of aperture science. Portal 2 also features a cooperative multiplayer mode, where two players must work together to solve puzzles using their own set of portals. It is a game that has stood the test of time, remaining a favorite among gamers for its clever design, memorable characters, and perfect blend of humor and challenge. Number 13. BioShock. The game that redefined the first-person shooter genre with its unique blend of narrative depth, atmospheric world-building, and innovative gameplay mechanics. Released in 2007 by Irrational Games, BioShock takes place in the underwater city of Rapture, a crumbling utopia inspired by Ayn Rand's philosophy of objectivism. You play as Jack, a plane crash survivor who stumbles upon Rapture and uncovers the city's dark secrets. The game's combat system lets you use both traditional weapons and plasmids, special powers that allow you to manipulate the environment and enemies creatively. BioShock's story is one of its most celebrated features, delving into themes of free will, morality, and the consequences of unchecked ambition. The game's iconic twist, challenging the player's perception of agency, remains one of the most shocking moments in gaming history. Its combination of narrative, atmosphere, and gameplay has made it a classic that continues to be revered by gamers and critics alike. Number 12. Hades. A roguelike dungeon crawler that captivated players and critics alike when it was released by Supergiant Games in 2020. Hades combines the tight, responsive combat of an action game with a rich narrative, making it a standout in a genre often defined by its focus on gameplay over story. In Hades, you play as Zagreus, the son of Hades, who is determined to escape the underworld and find his mother. Each escape attempt brings you closer to uncovering more of the story, with the game's innovative boon system ensuring that no two runs are the same. The gods of Olympus grant you various powers that significantly change how you approach combat, and the sheer variety of builds you can create keeps the gameplay fresh and exciting. Every death brings new dialogue, deepening your understanding of the world and its inhabitants. Combined with a stunning art style, a dynamic soundtrack, and endlessly replayable gameplay, Hades is a game that's as rewarding as it is challenging. Number 11. Super Mario Galaxy. This game took the beloved Mario franchise to new heights. Released in 2007 for the Nintendo Wii, Super Mario Galaxy is one of the most innovative and imaginative platformers ever created, and it set a new standard for what the genre could achieve. Super Mario Galaxy's most distinctive feature is its gravity-defying gameplay. The game's physics engine was groundbreaking at the time, allowing for smooth and responsive controls that made navigating these 3D environments a joy. But it's not just the gameplay that makes Super Mario Galaxy stand out. It's the creativity and charm that infuses every aspect of the game. From the diverse environments and inventive power-ups to the beautifully orchestrated soundtrack, Super Mario Galaxy is a celebration of everything that makes gaming fun. It's a game that appeals to players of all ages, offering challenges for veterans while remaining accessible to newcomers. Super Mario Galaxy is a true masterpiece, and its influence can be seen in many platformers that followed. It is a game that is both timeless and universally beloved. Number 10. Half-Life 2. One of the most influential first-person shooters of all time. Released by Valve in 2004, Half-Life 2 wasn't just a sequel, it was a revolution. The game set new standards for physics-based gameplay, narrative-driven design, and environmental storytelling. The story of Half-Life 2, which follows the silent protagonist Gordon Freeman as he leads a resistance against an oppressive alien regime, is told through the environment, character interactions, and scripted events rather than traditional cutscenes. This approach to storytelling, combined with the game's dystopian atmosphere and memorable characters like Alex Vance and the enigmatic G-Man, creates a deeply immersive experience. Half-Life 2's influence can still be felt today in how games approach narrative, physics, and level design, making it not just a great game but a landmark in the history of the medium. Number 9. Metal Gear Solid 3: Snake Eater. The game that took the already complex and cinematic Metal Gear series to the next level. Released in 2004, Snake Eater is a prequel to the entire series, set during the Cold War in the 1960s. What sets Metal Gear Solid 3 apart is its emphasis on survival and stealth in a jungle environment. Players must hunt animals to survive, treat injuries in real time, and use the environment to their advantage to outmaneuver enemies. The game's story is one of its most memorable aspects, filled with political intrigue, betrayal, and emotional depth. Metal Gear Solid 3 also features innovative gameplay mechanics, such as the CQC, Close Quarters Combat System, and a stamina meter that affects your performance based on your health and hunger levels. The game's blend of tactical espionage action, survival elements, and a deeply engaging story makes it not only one of the best in the series, but one of the best games of all time. Number 8. The Elder Scrolls V: Skyrim. This game has become a cultural milestone since its release in 2011. Skyrim is the 5th release in Bethesda's Elder Scrolls series, and it offers one of the most expansive and immersive open-world experiences ever created. Set in the snow-covered province of Skyrim, the game places you in the role of the Dragonborn, a hero with the ability to absorb the souls of dragons and use their powerful shouts. Skyrim's open world is vast and filled with a staggering amount of content, from epic main quests to countless side missions, guilds, and random encounters. What makes Skyrim truly special is the freedom it offers players. You can choose to follow the main story or ignore it entirely, becoming a thief, an assassin, or even a homeowner. Its longevity can also be attributed to its thriving modding community. The game has been kept alive by thousands of user-created mods that add new content, enhance graphics, and even create entirely new worlds to explore. This has made Skyrim one of the most replayable games ever. It's a game where the world truly feels like your playground, and it's easy to see why it's still regarded as one of the best RPGs ever made. Number 7. Elden Ring. The highly anticipated collaboration between From Software and renowned fantasy author George R.R. Martin. Released in 2022, Elden Ring took the challenging, rewarding gameplay of the Soulsborne series and brought it into an expansive open world, creating a game that is as vast as it is deep. Unlike many open-world games, which rely on markers and guides to lead players, Elden Ring encourages exploration and discovery. Every corner of its world feels handcrafted, with hidden dungeons, powerful bosses, and lore-rich locations waiting to be uncovered. The game's bosses are as challenging as ever, demanding skill, strategy, and patience to overcome. Elden Ring also introduces a robust multiplayer component, allowing players to summon allies for help or invade other players' worlds for PvP combat. This adds another layer of depth and replayability to an already rich experience. Elden Ring's combination of open-world exploration, challenging gameplay, and deep lore make it a game that stands out in an era of formulaic open-world titles. Number 6. Grand Theft Auto V. The game that redefined what an open-world game could be. Released by Rockstar Games in 2013, GTA V took the series to new heights with its sprawling, hyper-detailed world of Los Santos, a recreation of Los Angeles. GTA V's most significant innovation was its multiple protagonist system, allowing players to switch between 3 very different characters, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. Each character has their own story arc, and the game's narrative weaves these stories together in a way that keeps the player engaged from start to finish. The game's open world is one of the most richly detailed and alive environments ever created in a video game. In addition to its single-player campaign, GTA V also includes Grand Theft Auto Online, a massive multiplayer component that allows players to create their own criminal enterprises, participate in heists, races, and other activities with friends or strangers. GTA Online has become a game in its own right, with regular updates that continue to add new content, keeping the player base engaged years after release. With making over $1 billion in sales through the first weekend of release, this game is truly a masterpiece. Number 5. The Witcher 3: Wild Hunt. This game set a new standard for open-world RPGs when it was released by CD Projekt Red in 2015. You play as Geralt of Rivia, a monster hunter for hire, navigating a world on the brink of war. The Witcher 3 is known for its branching narrative, where player choices have significant consequences that affect the world and its inhabitants in meaningful ways. The level of detail in the world is staggering, with every location telling a story and every NPC feeling like a real person with their own life and motivations. The Witcher 3's combat system is also a highlight, combining swordplay, magic, and alchemy to create a deep and satisfying experience. But what truly sets the game apart is its side quests, many of which rival or even surpass the main story in terms of quality and depth. The game's expansions, Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine, further expand on the world and story, offering some of the best content ever added to an RPG. It's a game that has left an indelible mark on the RPG genre and remains a benchmark for storytelling in video games. Number 4. Minecraft. This game has become a global sensation and a cultural touchstone since its release in 2011. It is the highest-selling game ever, developed by Mojang. Minecraft is a sandbox game that allows players to build, explore, and create in a blocky, procedurally generated world. What makes Minecraft so special is its simplicity and the freedom it offers players to shape their own experiences. In Minecraft, the world is your canvas. You can gather resources to craft tools, build structures, and survive against monsters. The game's blocky art style has become iconic, and its open-ended nature means that no two players will have the same experience. Minecraft's impact on gaming and culture is enormous. It has inspired countless YouTube channels, educational programs, and even real-world architectural projects. The community-driven aspect of Minecraft is one of its greatest strengths, with players sharing their creations, mods, and custom servers, making the game infinitely replayable. This has kept the game fresh and engaging for over a decade, ensuring its place as one of the most beloved and enduring games of all time. Number 3. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. A game that redefined open-world design and set a new standard for the genre. Released in 2017 for the Nintendo Switch, it broke away from previous Zelda conventions, offering players unprecedented freedom to explore and create their own adventures. Set in the vast post-apocalyptic kingdom of Hyrule, the game features no waypoints or linear paths, encouraging exploration and rewarding discoveries with hidden secrets and powerful weapons. Breath of the Wild's open-ended story is pieced together through environmental storytelling, flashbacks, and interactions, allowing players to engage at their own pace. The sense of discovery is heightened by the game's vibrant art style and the thrill of uncovering hidden shrines and ancient lore. Even though the game is only on the Nintendo Switch, it has influenced the industry by inspiring developers to rethink open-world design, making it not just a great Zelda game, but one of the finest games ever made. Number 2. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Often regarded as one of the greatest video games of all time. Released in 1998 for the Nintendo 64, it was a groundbreaking achievement in game design, storytelling, and 3D gameplay. As the first 3D Zelda game, Ocarina of Time set the standard for 3D action-adventure games with its Z-targeting system, which revolutionized combat. The world of Hyrule felt vast and alive, with diverse regions, memorable characters, and hidden secrets. The story follows Link, the hero of time, on a quest to stop Ganondorf from conquering Hyrule. The narrative is expertly paced with the use of time travel, adding a unique twist, allowing players to see how actions in the past affected the future. Ocarina of Time's dungeons are some of the best designed in gaming history, with unique challenges, puzzles, and iconic bosses. The soundtrack, composed by Koji Kondo, is legendary. Ocarina of Time is more than just a game. It's a cultural landmark that defined a generation and continues to be celebrated for its innovation, storytelling, and timeless gameplay. Even today, over 2 decades later, it remains a benchmark for excellence in gaming. And finally, at number 1, Red Dead Redemption 2. This game is the pinnacle of storytelling, world-building, and technical achievement. Released by Rockstar Games in 2018, it's a prequel to the original Red Dead Redemption, telling the story of Arthur Morgan, a member of the Van der Linde gang, struggling to survive in the dying days of the Wild West. Red Dead Redemption 2's open world is vast, perfectly detailed, and meticulously crafted. with every corner of its landscape telling a story. It is often regarded as the most realistic and detailed game of all time, featuring dynamic weather, realistic animal behavior, and NPCs that make the world feel truly alive. The game's deeply emotional, character-driven narrative explores themes of loyalty, redemption, and the cost of violence. Arthur Morgan is one of the most well-developed and well-known characters in gaming history, and his journey is heartbreaking and compelling. The relationships between Arthur and the other gang members are central to the story, enhanced by top-notch writing, voice acting, and cinematic presentation. Gameplay blends gunfights, exploration, and role-playing, immersing players in the life of an outlaw. Whether robbing trains, hunting wildlife, or riding through the wilderness, the game offers unrivaled immersion. Red Dead Redemption 2 is more than just a game. It's a work of art, celebrated for its technical brilliance and deeply human storytelling. It truly deserves to be called the greatest game of all time. And there you have it, the top 15 best video games of all time. Which one surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more fascinating content like this. Also hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching and stay safe out there.